The best way to handle lust is not by fighting it. It's not by trying to win over it. It's by fleeing. That is the only way that you can win over lust as a man. And the Bible teaches us that, right? When Joseph was tempted, what did he do? He ran away and he became successful, right? If Samson left, if Solomon left, right? If, David left, if they all fled from lust, their outcomes would have been very different. But lust took control of all three of these men, right? It harmed their kingdoms, right? It harmed their outcomes in life, right? Don't be that person who is indulging into lust 24/7 throughout the day, right? That's what society is trying to get us men to do. You know what I'm saying? To bow down to provocative images, right? The moment that we see, a woman online, we want to do something instead of just treating them like normal human beings, which is what we're supposed to do, right? I don't believe this topic is really talked about in a serious manner, but it's just something serious, bro, right? The fact that, pornography online is free, but you have to buy food to live, right? You have to buy water to live. It doesn't make any sense to me, but pornography is free. There's obviously something wrong with that, and that goes to show that society wants you to fall down as a man. Society wants you to bow down to women, right? Society wants you to corrupt your own mind. Society wants you to feel like you have no willpower, right? That you can't overcome your addictions, that you can't overcome, this sin that you're struggling with, right? Which is not the case. All you have to do is put your faith in Christ, and not only put your faith in Christ, but make sure that you're working towards overcoming it, right? You can't just put your faith in Christ. You can't just put your faith in God and not put in the work, because work is dead, or faith is dead without works, right? You have to continue to put in the work to overcome whatever that you're dealing with, right? Whatever addiction that you're dealing with. It don't gotta be pornography. Maybe it's smoking cigarettes or weed, whatever the case may be. You have to put in the work. You have to be grounded within your spirit, right? You have to be grounded within your soul. You have to have that mental fortitude to say, okay, I'm going to get rid of this, because of the fact that this product that I'm indulging in is starting to take over my life, right? Don't be that person who can't go a day without smoking. Don't be that person that can't go a day without watching provocative videos. Do not be that person, bro. Because I'm telling you, that's going to take control of your life, right? And it's going to get to a point where you cannot live your life without it. And that is a terrible thing to have, bro. To not be able to live your life without indulging into something that's tearing your body apart. All of these negative addictions that we have is tearing our body apart, right? And people are just buying into it, all because they want to have that temporary satisfaction, when in reality that temporary satisfaction can turn into something detrimental towards your future, right? The more that you indulge in watching these videos, when you get older, you're not going to look at women the same. You're just going to look at them as toys. You know what I'm saying? You're just going to look at them as people to use for your own satisfaction. And that's not good, bro. Right? This ain't talked about enough, right? The more that you smoke weed, what's going to happen in the future? You're going to have something in your throat to help you breathe, right? Or because your lungs are messed up. Same thing with cigarettes, right? Right? Next thing you know, you end up with lung cancer. But that's the problem. People are so focused on fulfilling themselves now instead of worrying about their future, instead of trying to live longer, instead of trying to live healthier. So many people are focused on what can they do now in order to make themselves feel better, right? So that's why they go to parties, they get drunk and smoke and fornicate, because they constantly want to live in the moment. And nothing's wrong with living in the moment, right? As long as you're not worrying too much about the past or worrying too much about the future, which is what I said in my past videos. But at the same time, you have to make sure that you're doing something that's not only going to benefit you now, but it's going to benefit you in the future as well, right? You have to make sure that the food that you're intaking, right, the workout that you're doing, right, the studying that you're doing, you got to make sure that these things are being implemented within your mind, so in the future you become more successful, right? In order to become a millionaire, in order to become, an entrepreneur, right, in order to become a real estate agent, whatever profession you want to do, you have to put in the work now, right? You cannot be trying to always live in the present moment, right? You have to constantly improve, try to improve, right? Try to improve your mind, try to improve the way that you think, try to improve the way that you speak. In order for me to really get to y'all and really say the words that are made to move y'all, I have to practice, right? And one of the ways that I practice is trying my very best to just speak, right? To speak as much as I can, right? And that's what you have to do when it comes to, getting that temptation of lust. You have to practice fleeing, right? If you're in your bed and you're on your phone and you get that temptation, get up from your bed and do some push-ups, right? If you're getting that temptation to smoke, right, make sure that you're eating healthy food. Make sure that you stay hydrated to the point where you feel full within your stomach and you feel satisfied to the point where you don't want to smoke, right? If you do that, that's going to get rid of the temptation of smoking, right? A lot of people smoke when they don't really have any food in their stomach, right? They wake up in the morning and the first thing that they do is pop a cigarette or pop a vape, right? Or pop a blunt, whatever the case may be. That's the first thing that they do. And that's simply not a good way to start off your day, especially when it messes up your cognitive abilities, right? The first thing that you do in the morning is mess up your cognitive abilities, and you wonder why throughout the day you feel more tired, or you feel like you can't really think clearly, right? You got brain fog and all types of things going on with your mind. It's because you're harming it. Whatever you put out in your mind is going to come out, right? You put good things in your mind, you're going to speak good things. You put in bad things in your mind, you're going to put out bad things, right? That's the cycle of life. You know what I'm saying? You take in good things, you put out good things. You take in bad things, you put out bad things. It's really that simple, right? You treat your body right, you go to the gym, you do your workout routine, you're going to start looking more fit, right? You're going to start getting stronger, right? You start drinking more water, your skin is going to start to clear up, right? Your mind, you know what I'm saying, you're going to be able to think more clearly, right? All of this takes time, though. Don't be in a rush to beat your addictions. And that's what a lot of people are trying to do in order to overcome their addictions. They think that they're just going to fix it in one day. No, it may take time. It may take years, bro. It may take months, whatever the case may be. It's definitely not going to take just 1 week, right? Especially if it's dealing with lust, right? And let's say you've been watching it since your childhood. It's going to be really, really hard for you to overcome that, right? Because ever since you was a child, you've been doing that, and that's all you know, right? That's what society has been trying to teach you ever since you was a child, right? To look at these women as objects, right? To look at these women and use them for your own satisfaction. That's what the government, and not just the government, but that's what the world is trying to make us men do. Understand that there is somebody ruling over this world, and that's the devil, right? You fell out of heaven, landed on this earth, and now he's roaming across this earth, corrupting people's minds, Do not be that person who is letting Satan corrupt your mind by indulging in pornography, by indulging in smoking, by indulging in drinking, right? Be that person who is able to build their mental fortitude in Christ to rebuke any wicked spirits off of them. Be that person who is not only strong on the outside physically, but who is strong mentally, right? A lot of these people are so interested in going to the gym and becoming bodybuilders, yet their mind isn't right. Their mind isn't fixated. You gotta make sure that your mind is fixated as a man. You gotta make sure that your mind is strong, right? It doesn't matter what's outside of this body, or it doesn't matter what's, on your face or what type of muscles you got. Sure, they look good, but you're not taking those when you die. You're not taking this body with you when you die. You're only going to take this. You're only going to take your soul. So make sure that your soul is protected within Christ. With that being said, I'm gone. Peace.